The future of the global economy is evolving faster than ever. With new technologies, shifting trade patterns, and policy changes on the horizon, the world of 2025 could look very different from what we know today. Will artificial intelligence take over jobs? Will digital currencies replace traditional money? And how will countries deal with climate change and inflation? In this video, we will explore 10 bold predictions for the global economy in 2025. Whether you're an investor, entrepreneur, or just someone curious about where the world is heading, you'll want to stick around until the end. These predictions could shape the opportunities and challenges of the future economy, and being prepared is more important than ever. Let's dive right into the first prediction. Prediction 1: slower global growth recovery. Although the global economy is recovering from the pandemic, growth will be slower than many expect. Countries around the world are still dealing with the effects of supply chain disruptions, inflation, and policy changes. Central banks have raised interest rates to keep inflation in check, but that makes borrowing more expensive for businesses and individuals. As a result, companies may invest less, consumers may spend less, and economies might grow at a much slower pace. For example, the US and European Union were quick to roll out stimulus programs during the pandemic, but these measures are now being scaled back. Meanwhile, China is shifting its focus toward domestic consumption rather than global exports. With trade tensions still lingering, global growth is expected to be moderate, not booming. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has already revised its growth forecast for 2025, indicating a cautious outlook for both advanced and emerging economies. Prediction 2: AI will transform industries. Artificial intelligence will continue to change the way industries operate, from automating repetitive tasks to making complex decisions more efficiently. Many businesses will adopt AI tools to improve productivity and reduce costs. However, the rapid rise of AI will also mean some jobs will disappear, especially in industries like manufacturing, logistics, and even customer service. Workers in these fields will need to retrain and learn new skills to remain relevant. Want to stay ahead of the curve with AI changing the job landscape? Check out our video, 10 high-impact skills you can learn at home, right here on our channel to see which skills will keep you competitive. Banks are already using AI for fraud detection and chatbots for customer service, while factories are automating assembly lines with AI-powered robots. In healthcare, AI tools are speeding up medical diagnoses, making healthcare more accessible. By 2025, companies that adopt AI early will have a major competitive edge, but those that don't could risk falling behind. Prediction 3: the rise of digital currencies. By 2025, digital currencies will become a normal part of the financial system. Many countries are developing central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, to make payments faster, more secure, and easier to track. These currencies will work alongside existing banking systems, but physical cash may disappear over time. At the same time, countries are trying to reduce their reliance on the US dollar, promoting what's called de-dollarization. For example, China is actively pushing for the use of the digital yuan in international trade, and other countries are following suit. As more central banks launch their own digital currencies, the way we save, invest, and pay for goods will change dramatically. In the future, your digital wallet might be more important than the cash in your pocket. Prediction 4: fragmented global supply chains. The global supply chain will look very different by 2025. In the past, companies relied heavily on cheap manufacturing hubs like China. But rising geopolitical tensions are forcing businesses to rethink their strategies. Many companies will start reshoring production or moving manufacturing to other regions, closer to consumers. For instance, Apple has already shifted some of its production from China to India and Vietnam to diversify its supply chain. More companies will follow this trend, building regional supply chains that are less dependent on any single country. While these changes make supply chains more secure, they could also raise costs for businesses and consumers. But the priority now isn't just efficiency, it's resilience. Prediction 5: inflation and interest rates will stabilize. By 2025, inflation is expected to stabilize, but it won't drop back to pre-pandemic levels. Central banks will maintain higher interest rates to avoid overheating the economy again. This means loans will still be expensive and saving money will be more attractive than it was before. The challenge for many countries will be to avoid stagflation. a situation where both inflation and unemployment remain high, while economic growth stays low. Governments will need to strike a balance between growth and stability. The US Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank are working to find that balance, aiming to keep inflation under control without stifling economic recovery. Prediction 6. Digital transformation and cybersecurity focus. As the digital transformation accelerates across all sectors, the focus on cybersecurity will intensify. Companies are rapidly transitioning to cloud computing and integrating more sophisticated automation and remote work capabilities into their operations. However, this digital shift brings with it a significant rise in cyber threats. By 2025, attacks such as ransomware are expected to become more frequent and increasingly complex. In response, businesses will have to prioritize their cyber defenses, investing in advanced security measures to protect sensitive data and maintain customer trust. Those that neglect cybersecurity will find themselves vulnerable to breaches that could cause irreparable harm to their reputation and finances. Prediction 7. Rising economic inequality. The rapid pace of technological advancement is likely to exacerbate economic disparities as wealth accumulates among those who can leverage new technologies. This digital divide will create a significant gap between the high-skilled workers whose jobs are enhanced by technology and the low-skilled workers whose jobs are replaced. To address these growing inequalities, governments around the world may need to consider policies like Universal Basic Income, or UBI, to provide a safety net. Finland's experiments with UBI offer valuable insights into how such policies might support individuals disrupted by the automation of jobs and ensure a more equitable economic landscape by 2025. Prediction 8. Emerging markets will boom. By 2025, emerging markets are poised to become the new engines of global economic growth. Nations like India, Brazil, and Nigeria are expected to attract significant foreign investments as companies diversify away from traditional manufacturing hubs like China. This shift is driven by the search for more resilient and cost-effective supply chains. As these countries enhance their technological infrastructures and regulatory environments, they will offer attractive opportunities for businesses looking to innovate and expand. The resulting economic boom will not only elevate the global stature of these markets, but also foster a new wave of economic development and wealth creation in regions that have historically been underserved. Prediction 9. Climate change policies will reshape markets. By 2025, stricter climate change policies will dramatically reshape global markets. Governments worldwide will implement rigorous regulations to compel companies to significantly reduce their carbon footprints. This shift will prompt a surge in investment towards green technologies and businesses committed to sustainable practices. Industries such as automotive, energy, and agriculture will undergo transformative changes to align with new environmental standards. Companies leading in sustainability will gain a competitive advantage, attracting not only investors but also consumers increasingly making choices based on environmental impact. This dynamic will phase out less adaptable companies, fundamentally altering the competitive landscape in numerous industries. Prediction 10. Renewable energy will dominate. The transition to renewable energy will speed up as countries push to meet their climate targets. Fossil fuels will still play a role, but solar, wind, and green hydrogen will account for a much larger share of global energy production by 2025. Governments and corporations are investing heavily in clean energy solutions, driven by the need to reduce carbon emissions. The European Union's Green Deal and China's carbon neutrality goals are examples of how serious countries are about this shift. In the US, companies like Tesla are leading the charge toward electric vehicles, and many traditional automakers are following suit. By 2025, more homes will rely on solar energy, and wind farms will power large cities. This transformation will not only reduce emissions, but also create new jobs in the renewable energy sector. The global economy of 2025 will be shaped by powerful trends: technology, climate policies, changing currencies, and new markets. While these changes bring opportunities, they also come with challenges. Those who adapt will thrive, while those who resist may struggle. What do you think about these predictions? Which one do you believe will have the biggest impact? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an update on trends shaping our future. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.